Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing tile work. There's not much of it, but the tiles on the base in the bathrooms that go right into the face frame and underneath the toe space, I'll be doing that. There's like 5 cuts I have for like an L-shaped cut, and then the bullnose on top. So I'm going to be cutting that. I don't have a wet saw, but I do have a tile cutter. I have a little wheel on my drill, and a tile file, which works well. So I'll be doing that, putting the tile on, and also grouting, and then maybe some caulking if there is any caulking to do. So stick around. All right, so what I do first on all the tiles is I take all the glue off, all the old mastic off the back, and then I cut out what I have to cut out, and cut this off where I have to cut it off. So I use a belt sander for that, and number 18 really coarse grit, and it works really well. You gotta watch your fingers on this. I'll just touch this up a little bit with the belt sander. All right, so the L-shaped piece, I don't need this corner, but I'm going to sand down all the glue, the old glue that's here with the sander, get that straight, and then go right over to here and use the wheel and cut out that square portion. Hopefully it doesn't crack. I try to be very careful with it. All right, that's acceptable. It's pretty much all off. This portion gets cut out, and then I'll just clean up a little more grout that might be here, and that's it. So here we go. The most important thing here is to use 2 hands, obviously. And when you feel, and these are pretty straight, they're pretty damn straight, I gotta tell you. I'll file this down with the file, no problem. I just don't want the tile to crack. I'm always afraid of that. I'll file it down, and when you first start like, you know, like not at the ends. And when you feel it break through the ceramic part, go into the clay, it'll go a lot better. But start there, it'll keep you on a straight line, and just use 2 hands and just gradually, and just be patient, that's all, and it should be okay. So 2 down, 3 to go. All right, that finishes the cutting. Now we're gonna put it all in. All right, so I'm in the house now, and I'm going to glue all the little pieces, like 12 pieces all together. And I back butter it with the adhesive. And I put a little notch in it, you know, from the trowel, and I just stick it on the wall and hold it for about 10 seconds or so, and it should be fine. Let it dry, and then I'll grout after that. So I'll show you a couple of pieces how I do it. That's pretty much the way it's going to be typical throughout the rest of it. All right, so the next thing on the agenda is to grout. So we're ready to grout. The tiles are pretty well secured. They're not going to move at all. And I'm going to grout now behind it with it's like an off-white, because I'm trying to match the grout that was here 20 years ago. You know, it's clean, but it's dirty in a way. So I'm going to do that. Now, there's not a lot of areas to grout. As you can tell, there wasn't a lot of tile that I put down. I put down 12 little pieces of tile. So I'm going to use a sponge trowel and put the grout on the sponge trowel and trying to work it in there. And you kind of let it set up for about 8 to 10 minutes. You don't let it go too long. And then you take a nice big sponge, a clean sponge, and have it just moist, you know, just damp. And then you go over it on an angle so you don't take a lot of the material out of the cracks. These tiles were set butt to butt. There was no gap between them, and that's the way they built it. So I kept the same thing, obviously. So you'll see that. But now it's on to grouting. All right, so we're gonna let that dry up a little bit. Not really dry, but it's going to be, a lot drier in about 10 minutes, and then I'll be able to use a clean sponge and clean it all off. All right, so it's been a little while now. I've been doing the other areas, and so now I'll take a clean sponge. It's just damp, and I'll go over it. And I'll turn it over. I'll turn it over again. Now I'll clean it. And clean the sponge. And then wring it out real good so that it's just damp. Okay, let's do it again. Make another pass. I don't want to take a lot of material out. Now, some areas I'm going to have to caulk, and that's okay. In other words, we're cleaning up our mess. So what I do is I cut the tip at a 45, but I don't make it big. It's just a small little sliver. And then I run the caulking up like this. Just put a very little bit on there. Then I use my finger. And now it looks really big and messy, right? So I take a damp sponge, use the corners, and I just change the corners, and I keep on changing it until I get it the size that I want. Sometimes you have to go the other way too. I just make it watertight around the tub area here, and you're not even going to see these because of the drawers and the access door with the flange that goes all around it. So you're really not going to see this, but I just want to make sure it's done right. All right, guys, that's pretty much a wrap for today. Everything's all finished here with regard to the tiles and grouting and a little caulking here and there, not too bad. Cleaned it all up. And next you'll see the toe space moldings go on. It's a two-piece system. I have a larger piece in the back and then the decorative molding in the front. It will come primed already from Lowe's. And I'll paint it the color of the wall. It's an eggshell, Sonora Desert eggshell finish. The 2 coats of that. It'll look beautiful. I'm doing that on this bathroom and on the other side. So that's the next video. Also, in a few days, the guy's coming to do the templates for the countertops. And there's a few things I have to go over with him with regard to, like my wife's area where the countertop stops over here by the tub. And tile work. I may have to notch something out there to receive the countertop and the backsplash. I just want to coordinate that with him and a few other things. So if you'll let me tape him, videotape him, I'm going to ask him and see what he says. You know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, please like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video.